Hey beauties, welcome back to Real Girl Talk Podcast Radio. I am your host, Sherry Ricard. I'm a medical professional, business leader, author, speaker, and adversity recovery expert, bringing you fascinating guests, business, beauty, and lifestyle tips to help you create a beautiful life. And always committed to keeping it real. Now let's dive in. Welcome back to the podcast, ladies. Thank you for letting me take a little break. I took a break from radio podcasting for a couple of weeks to really bring you guys some amazing shows that we have lined up for you this year for 2021. And I am telling you, today is no exception. My guest is Vidal Sassoon, the outspoken daughter of legendary beauty icon Vidal Sassoon. Influenced by the impact her father left on the industry, she has made her own mark in the world. Indeed, she is a TV personality, beauty and wellness entrepreneur. She also promotes beauty from within first and foremost. She is a former Real Housewives of Beverly Hills on Bravo TV, and she's also going to show me the real way to do Pilates, and I love her for that. She is sharing her journey with us today and a little bit of scoop. Eden, you're finally here.
I was just thinking, I wanted to just say thank you for sort of rolling with life, what life brings us, because you've really been patient and so amazing and always just like kind, because a lot of people could have been like, I'm over this chick. She's out.
No. Who can get over you? You are amazing.
Oh.
So for the audience, we'll let all the listeners know, Eden and I actually met like almost 3 years ago, and we kind of stayed in touch over the 3 years. I was supposed to go to LA. She was going to kick my butt in Pilates, but COVID saved me and I didn't have to go.
Oh, we're going to make that happen. I have one at my house.
Oh gosh, here we go. See, I knew she was going to do it. Okay, so I will tell you, Eden, my husband bought me a Peloton.
I love him for doing that. Congratulations. What did you get, the bike or the treadmill?
The bike. And so I will tell you, but I suffer from chronic back issues, and I did the whole injections and all of that stuff. And but the bike, it's other than the fact that it kind of hurts your booty a little bit down there when you're riding on that seat. Other than that, it's really good because I don't have any back pain. So I've been using my Peloton, been doing really good.
Congrats.
So
did you buy the seat cushion, just so I know?
No.
Did you buy the cushion, the cover?
I need it, don't I?
Okay. Get it and see. Okay. Yeah, I think it'll help.
Okay.
Definitely.
I'm going to I'm writing that down because I do need the seat cushion because it hurts your booty. It does, but I have a question. I need to know, because this morning I got off and I did Kendall on like replay. Who are your favorites? Like, give me three. Okay, so
top three.
There's one girl, she's really cute. She's got dark hair. I can't remember her name, but then the other one is Sunday Love. You know what I'm talking about?
Allie
Love, and she does that Sunday.
She does Sundays with Love. Yes.
Yeah, but you can listen to her anytime. It doesn't have to be Sunday. Oh my gosh, she is like, I think the whole thing for her is just she's inspirational. Yeah.
She's very much like, and she probably knows this because everyone says it, but when SoulCycle first started, Angela Davis was their, inspirational sort of let's go to church ride. And Allie has her own way of, she's awesome. Oh, I got the chills. She is
super awesome.
What about some Dennis love? Some Dennis when he the long hair, when you remember it?
I haven't done any. I haven't rode with any men yet.
Well, honey, you gotta start riding with those men.
I'm gonna have to find some men to ride with, but I've loved my ladies right now. They're super. They super inspirational. So I'm going to do my best to kind of get a little bit more in shape before I come and visit you and you throw me on a Pilates, because I'm gonna tell you, I've done Pilates and that is tough.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And I would never, ever hurt you. First of all, I'd bring a professional over and be by their side to teach you. Because I don't teach, but I will hold your hand and I will make you suffer a little, and you will love every minute of it.
All right. It's a date. Yeah. It's a date, Dad.
I love your.
I'm gonna do it, and then I'll bring my husband because you'll love him to death, and because he'll make us laugh the whole time. And
oh my God!
no, you'll love him. He's flipping amazing. So we're going to I wanted to come last summer, and it just, COVID messed all that up for me as well as so many people. And I want to talk about that. So let's talk about, we're going to talk a little bit about your journey, because your life, you just got a lot going on. But you had 2 Pilates studios, and they're non-existent. Was it because of COVID?
Yes, but in closing the studios, yes, it came at a time where COVID hit, and it hit hard. And the moment that I was going to close Beverly Hills location down and make the Glen Center double the size was the exact day that they came out with the rules, shut down. And I was like, okay, I'm listening to the message you're sending, because there's something more in this. And I will tell you that in this time, losing the studios, that was tough, because that was part of, I don't want to say my identity, because I'm much more than that, but it kept me grounded for so many years. Even before I got sober, which was 8.5 years ago, I was drinking when I opened the first one. And every time I would sort of come back in that circle of like, wait, what's going on? Should I get sober? Who am I? All these questions we start to ask ourselves. I had the studio that really grounded me and found my niche, my home. So it kept me safe. Yeah. So in not just a pandemic, but in releasing this and saying, all right, be careful what you ask for, because you've even said, Eden, out loud, do I need all this? Do I want all this? And what is my real mission here on this planet for the time I've had left? Right. So it's actually opened that door for me and started to, build me up again. Right. In having to start anew. Could be the best thing that's ever happened at 47.
Well, so and you don't look 47, so I'm just going to tell you right now. Well, you don't even look close.
Not only do I share, but I share it with the world. We're in the land of the best doctors here, and they just needed somebody who wanted to, have facelift, and they wanted to do it on TV. And I said, I'm honest. I want to share with women what it's really like. I want it. And sure enough, that's why I don't look 47. And I still wonder, I was like, what did I look like then? Whoa.
You know what it is? Yeah. You look the same. So whoever did that for you did an amazing job. You look the same, except for it's your skin. Like, you just look younger. And I'm sure it's the whole, I wish I could talk.
It's this area. You look amazing and you're full. I actually feel like I'm losing volume as of course we age. I'm like, what do I do? Yeah. But these are all,
that's fillers. External stuff, right?
Exactly.
So, you talk about beauty from within, and I do the same thing. I talk about beauty from within, and let's talk about that. So I want to back up a little bit. You had a very public growing up because of your dad. So yes. Vidal Sassoon, everybody knows who he is. We all used his products when we were growing up. And I know you loved your dad. Your mother's gorgeous. You have a beautiful mom.
She's very special.
She's beautiful. I've seen her on TV. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting her, and hopefully I will, but
you will. Yeah.
She's beautiful. And just as well as my mother, I love my mom. I think she's absolutely gorgeous. I should bring her with me. We should do.
You should.
Mother-daughter thing. That's what
oh my God, that would be so fun.
My mother would.
It's a genius idea.
My mother would. Forget it. I'll leave my husband at home. I'll bring mom.
Sorry, buddy, you're out.
You're out. Mom's in. But my mom's going to listen to this podcast, and she's going to go, oh, we're going to go to Los Angeles? Is that what we're going to do?
And now it has to happen.
She'll do anything.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she'll travel with me.
I love your mom.
Oh, look, if I have book signings, we flew to Indianapolis, we did, she'll come. Whatever. She loves it. She's 79. She'll be 80 this year.
Oh my goodness.
She'll blow and go with the best of them, man. She's amazing.
I love her already.
I'll have to bring mom instead, and mom's going to hold me to it.
Okay.
Said that.
Yeah. Mom, if you're listening, I have her back.
We're going.
Mom, if you're listening. Yeah.
But I want to back up a little bit, because you did have such an in the media, in the news, and just out there lifestyle growing up because of your dad. You've also been on TV. You also went through a recovery, alcohol and drug addiction recovery. I want to talk a little bit about that in your journey. You've been sober 8.5 years, which is incredible.
Yes.
And I'm sure that has a lot to do with the fact that you look amazing, right?
I,
You know?
I would hope so. Yes, I would
Yeah.
hope so. I don't know how. I honestly don't know how I waited so long because how I don't know how I got through all those years,
I know,
but I did.
you did. You got through all those years, and then that kind of came back out when you were on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So when
Yes.
you had to do a little bit of controversy with someone on The Real Housewives of
Yes.
Beverly Hills, with all that, what did that do for you? Did it kind of bring you back to a negative
Well, I
standpoint?
was just going to say, you just what you just did, you took me full circle, and I didn't realize that until after the show was over, and all these things emotions and feelings I was processing, because I found myself not being Eden at, how old was I then? 42, 43.
Yeah.
And I turned into that little girl growing up with a insane family, complete, I think, chaos, but in a
Yeah.
loving way for the most part, or the best they knew.
Right.
And I shut down, and I didn't use my voice, and I let things happen and granted, there was a lot on the editing floor,
Sure.
that they didn't show of
Of
me.
course.
That was fun and alive and building of who I really am, but they kind of kept me straight and narrow as far as, does she even speak? Or does she really sort of just give hugs and is, offering her assistance, which everyone for the most part thought that, I was
Right.
putting my head my head in places, sorry for bouncing, in places I shouldn't be. So yes, it took me to a place that I didn't know I was capable of going back to. I really did not know that I was capable of going back there. And it was heavy and it was hard and it was, yay, thank you, producer Andy. I'm grateful for that time and that lesson, because I got to go back to that place as a child, and I had to feel it. And I had to realize what this dysfunction is and how I respond to it, and what that brings out in me, and things how I don't want to live my life, the people I don't want to be around, the way that I don't want my kids to perceive, things that I did as a child.
Right.
So in actuality, there were so many positive things that came out of it, but it was hard. It was hard. I have a friend who's actually coming on this season, and of course she asked me everything.
Of course.
And when she's like, yeah, and when she was up, one of the last three, and she's like, Eden, and I said, look, this is your journey. This is your perspective. This is going to come from you.
Right.
I can give you little ways of what to expect and how to play this game. I don't play that game. I don't play well like that. I want to truly, authentically be myself. Right. And had I gone into that situation knowing obviously what I know now, it would have been different. But it's not in my DNA. I can't function like that, unless it's like known prior. Okay, this is a skit, and we're gonna, we're gonna pretend, and we're gonna. Otherwise, so I offered her a lot of information. She did get it, and I just said, look, I'm here if you need, I really wish you the best. But I knew jumping in that she's going for a ride. And I've heard some stories because she's going for a ride.
She's going for a ride. Well, that's to be expected. I think that if you are, and I know a few of the ladies in different areas, Deandra Simmons from Dallas is a very good friend of mine. I was actually with her 2 weeks ago in Dallas, and she's going for a ride right now. Playing out. But like you said, I mean, a lot of it is edited and you don't really get to see the real person. Deandra is an amazing person.
Right.
You would love her. You don't get to see all of that. You get to see
a lot of the ladies.
Worst parts.
Yeah. You get to, of course. Right. And then you throw in, I mean, thank God I have 8.5 years of breast sobriety, because had I done that and you were feeding me drinks, oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. I mean, it's a perfect cocktail for a disaster to happen, to where I think in Hong Kong, I was sitting there and they were just going at it from all different angles. And Rena was like, hitting me under the table, like, say something. And I'm like shocked.
Yeah.
Finally, like I couldn't bring the words out. I couldn't say anything. And I just started crying when the cameras turned off. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And I'm like, man, I wasn't raised like this. And I had a minor breakdown. Meanwhile, they're all breaking down on camera, which is what they really want.
Right.
And I'm thinking, I'm not made for this. I'm just not. And I could do it, but why take yourself to that place? Why? I mean, that's what so in the end, I understood, you go into things, what is your why? And my why was totally different than what they made it out to be. And it was really to sort of try to bring light into an interesting, dark place. But, you're up against way too many entities coming at you to be the light in that situation. And some people who it did come through, like a lot of people who really kind of respected who I am, or do respect, they would run up to me and give me hugs. And like, I didn't know them, but I do. And I give them hugs, or they would reach out and say, my son's struggling, my significant other, whatever, I have an addiction problem, and I would really take the time to talk to everybody. So it was in that regard, it was the best thing that I could have ever done, because if it's one person, amazing. And if it's any more than that, thank the Lord.
Right. Well, you know what? There you go. There's your lessons, because, like you and I have said before, there's no regrets when you have lessons learned, right? And if what you can't regret what once brought you some joy, and if the joy that was brought to you was that in helping people get through recover and get through drug addiction or alcohol addiction, whatever addiction it may be, if you're able to help those people, if you're just helping one person, 2 people, 5 people, 20 people, then you've served your purpose, and you can't have a regret in that, because it brought you happiness and it brought you joy. So
completely.
I thought you were beautiful on the show. I wanted to come to your defense so many times. I thought, she does not to come up to Beverly Hills, because I'm going to be deep in somebody getting on to my girl.
I love you. My friends and my mom would call me the next morning, like, I can't watch it. I want to punch them in the face, or they're so mean to you. I'm like, just laugh at it. I mean, really, just laugh at it. Yeah, it stressed a lot of people out, and that's okay. I mean, I was laughing. I mean, which I actually had to stop and think, like, wow, hold on, they really are mean. Things that I didn't even see until I saw it, and which is a lesson in itself. What are your boundaries, and what what is it from people? But that's a whole nother and
like I said, she's, and I don't know her personally, and I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus that I don't know.
No.
And even people I do know, I don't throw under the bus. Rena has made it very public that she'll do anything for money.
And I have to say, because I love that woman. And the only reason that I harbor some deep emotional things is because I did connect to her almost like an aunt or an older sister, or someone that there was a lot of kindred spirit between the two of us. And for her to be able to do what she did so easily, really, really actually took a lot out of my spirit. But I learned so much. And I respect her honesty. She's, you know what I mean? She does it with such, like, not grace. That's not the word I'm looking for. With such style and like charisma. You know what I mean? Right. She's willing to sell her soul to that business, to that commercial, to, you know what? If you're going to be honest about it the way she does, then then go for it. Go for it. At the expense of others, I get a little bit, maybe mind your behavior. You picked a really kind, sensitive, honest woman here to throw under the bus, but you know what? All the power to you. If you can sleep at night and look in the mirror and say, I did that, and feel this, you know what? I do. I have some respect for her out of all of them, considering the fact. Isn't that kind of funny?
That's interesting. Hey, you know what? But you're very honest and you're very transparent. So do you have a relationship with any of those ladies now? Or
no, we're done. When I see Rena, we say hi, we shoot the shit for a minute, but again, I can't trust that, Sure. No. And I mean, it's like, who do you choose your friends to be? You choose your friends wisely. Like those are just not my people. And I think outside of it, I think that I know for a fact that a lot of them struggle with their why and what are they doing. Right. So there is at the core this connection, and even Vanderpump and I, it was this sweet sort of dance, which I do believe she was a spy for the show. I have my own little way of her own way of putting it all together. And I think she made wise choices by sort of separating herself at the time, the right timing. what is our common connection? Like, really, what is it?
Right.
So, and again, you know, good and bad and indifferent, my story is I was raised by some incredible people that
Right.
that have a really amount of integrity. And I think that if my father actually was alive when I did that, he might have not been very happy with me,
Right.
because he wouldn't have understood it. But then actually having a, you know, a group of people and a network and have it being sort of worldwide and live there forever,
Right.
I think it would have hurt him, because,
Well,
you know,
because he had such a style of grace and class.
right,
You know,
right.
what does that housewife, what's her name on New York, and she sings songs. I can't think of her name because I don't watch
The one,
really that
the
much.
brunette, Luann.
Oh, money
Luann.
can't buy you class. She always sings that
Is
song,
it
money
her?
can't buy you class. and that's true, right? So it really doesn't matter. I think some people, you know, and I've always said that your net worth and your self-worth are two different things. And where you can destroy yourself is believing that your self-worth is inside of your net worth. Because if you lose it, if you lose your net worth, which a lot of people have,
and that's easy.
Where's your self-worth? Where do you value yourself anymore? You have no value.
Yep.
So my value, for me, as everyone knows, my value, it comes from God. That's my value. And then I know what I need to do in order to live a purpose-filled life. My son died. I feel that, you know, is there ever a good thing for that? No, I'm never going to say, oh, you know, my son died and that's really good because now I can help people. No. What happened was my son passed away in a car accident. It was very tragic. I went through a horrific time. You know, I went through depression and destruction and all of those things. But what I did was I thought, you know what? God impressed it upon me to be a spokesperson because I didn't have a mom to talk to. I have my mom, but I never met a mother that lost a child. And so when I lost my son, I had nobody to talk to from a mother's perspective. I mean, no one understood where I was coming from. Sure, they were all grieving, but I wanted a mom to talk to that had lost a child, and I didn't have it. So I vowed to be that mom. You know, I will be that mom. If someone needs to talk to me about losing their child, look, I will answer you on Instagram, your Facebook. I've got emails. I'll do whatever I can. And that was the purpose of me writing my book, Wake Up Call a Mother's Grief Journey. And even in what it has brought me here today, I'm still able to talk about my son, and that makes my son's memory still alive to me. You know, it's been 13 years, and sometimes it feels like 3, sometimes it feels like 3 days. It just depends on what day you hit me, right? But I'm blessed. I am blessed because I know what my purpose is. And I think that's why you're so strong, because you've been through so much and you know what you can do for others, and you really want to help other people that struggle.
You're absolutely right. And thank you for saying that. But in listening to that, it truly, like, it breaks my heart. I mean, obviously I wasn't a mother when my mom lost her daughter, my sister, and in hearing you, and now that I am a mother, you know, it's a different, yes, I lost my sister, but it's very different. And I think as a mom, if I lost my son, like, I just don't know.
I know. And you know what? Here's the thing though, Eden, I always said,
or my daughter, let me say that, more my daughter.
Yeah, your daughter's going to be going, hey, what about me? But
I know.
The thing is, it's like, I always was that, like, I would see a story about a mom that lost a child, and my heart would just be like, I'd be like, I can't even imagine. And the thing is, you can't imagine because you've never been there, and you can't possibly imagine unless you've been there. And I don't wish that upon anybody. It's not something that I chose. It was something that happened. And I know that one day I'm going to see my son again. You know, I say that, you know, sometimes I don't even say my son died. I say it was the day my son went to be with the Lord, because I know that Bryant's spirit is around me. I know. I mean, I can tell so many stories that would just make you end up on the back of your head, you know, and a lot of people know my stories, but I think that you sometimes, well, I won't say sometimes, I think it takes a tragedy and in recovering from that tragedy. I'll never get over it, but I have grown and I have learned. And I think just like with your recovery and everything that you've been through and burying your sister and recovering from alcohol addiction and everything, it makes us so much stronger and we're able to be you in a way.
Yes, thank you. Yes. And because like yourself, like you're right. I do care. I just do. And I think, why else am I here? You know, why was I put on this amazing, I mean, look behind me, you know,
it's gorgeous.
It's bigger than me. It's not about me. And it's everyone that I come in contact with, and these conversations that I have with you, and the friends I choose to have in my life, and the people I come across that are those moments, and they're magical. I mean, and what more could we ask for? The rest, I feel like, you know, of course we're humans and we're in this body and we have to play this game. So let's make the best of it. And that's partly all these humanly things we do, even from the facelift to putting the boobs in, to taking them out, to all of it. I mean, all of it, you know, and so now I choose to do it by design, where I didn't really understand that before. It was sort of like life, you know, I was doing life instead of, it was it's a different game.
Well, you know, and you brought that up about your explants. I never really knew that there was such thing as called breast implant illness until you, and then I went researching. And I'll just be completely honest, I want mine out. I mean, it's costly, and it's also not just the cost, more than that, it's the time and finding to get it done, with the crazy life that I have. And my husband and I are starting a new business, and it's always something. My mother will tell you, I'm not happy unless I have like a ton of shit going on. You know? True. I mean, it's
when's your birth? What sign are you? I just have to know.
Scorpio.
Okay.
Yeah. So what are you?
No, I'm a Gemini. My mom's a Scorpio, and so I'm just.
My son was a Gemini.
Oh.
That passed away. My son that passed away was a Gemini, and let me tell you, we were like thick as thieves.
Very close.
He was was the teenage boy that we would be walking across a parking lot to go into a movie, and he would hold my hand at 16 and 17.
God.
You know what I mean? He was like that kind of boy. He was such a but you know, my son that's 20, he was 7 at the time, but my son now, Carson, that's 20, he's the same way. Now, not so much at 20, but when he was 17, 18, he'd put his arm around me and hold my hand, or we'd be in the car and he would touch my hand, and I just so blessed with the most amazing children. Amazing.
Yes, you are, because even this morning I dropped off my son and he's the sweetest, greatest little boy. And then all of a sudden 13, 14 rolled around, and now it's like silent in the car. And last night all his buddies were there. They love me. I talk to his friends more than I talk to him. And then he gets out of the car and I'm like, oh my God, did you see? He just kissed his mom. And he's like, bye mom, love you. Slam the door. I'm like, what is happening? What is happening? It's like, it's brutal. It's heartbreaking. And I'm like, Mom, you and Elena are best friends now. I know he's 50 and you're 75.
Right.
But what? She's like, Eden, bite your tongue and just let it be.
Yep.
Let it be.
Absolutely. Yeah, he'll come around. He will start to come around a little bit, because I know my son, both of my boys, when they were about 13 or 14, they really don't know who they are, right? So they're too old for some things that they really think are fun, like maybe SpongeBob or something, but yet they're too young for the stuff they think is really cool. You know, so they're in that awkward age. It didn't last very long that both of my boys, I will say, were very confident. You know, my son, Bryant, was voted most attractive of his senior class, right? Well, that's embarrassing, I'm sure, because if you told him how cute he was in front of people, he would turn completely red, right?
Right.
And then my 20-year-old he's beautiful. He's done commercials and he's done some modeling. He's in college. He does stock trading. I mean, he's just brilliant. But he's only 20. Is he single? Yeah. Look, he can't drink, Eden. You can't.
Like, wait.
Well, that doesn't matter to you.
Amazing. I don't drink. Exactly.
That's perfect for you.
Perfect.
Yeah. Watch. I'm going to tell him, hey, you need to go check out Eden's son. He's going to go, Mom, when we go into LA. But he's the greatest kid. He's the greatest kid ever. I will tell you, when he raced national motocross, he raced national motocross when he was 14, 15.
Stop it.
What? He did, but he was injured severely, and we hadn't talked since then, but he was injured severely. For 9 months he couldn't walk. Basically,
oh my
part of
God.
his leg was reconstructed. But in those 9 months, when he was bored with his leg laying up and he couldn't do anything, he taught himself how to trade stock. And so by the time he was 18, he had his own SureTrader account. So now he's finishing his sophomore year in college, but he trades, he does stocks, and he also does like little modeling, all that stuff. I'll have to send you his little modeling picture. I'm so
oh my God, please do. I'm gonna post it and be like, oh, you like say something really just cute, and be like, your mom's the best. So cute.
Yes, you have. Oh wait, I'm gonna send it to you. Yeah, he's
how incredible. But how incredible.
He's a sweet kid.
That he actually and went through something that difficult and took something on. I mean, like you said, it's those life-changing moments that can change your life forever.
That's exactly
wow,
right.
Good for him.
But you know, there's those people that take those life-changing moments, no matter how horrific they are, and you've been through them, I've been through them, my son's been through them, many people that are listening have been through them. It's those that can take those moments and make something else from that. And then there's those that fall and they can't get themselves back up. And it breaks my heart, because I want to tell those people right now that there is life on the other side of your tragedy today. So no matter what you're going through, if you're stuck in addiction, if you're stuck in grief, if you're stuck, no matter what you're doing, if you've lost your business, I want people to know that there is a life outside of that, and you need to pay attention to the lessons that God's trying to teach you right now in your tragedies, because it's true. So I want to, before we go, because I know you and I can talk.
I know we could do this all day. I know.
Yeah, we could do this. And I wished I was sitting where you are, because it's beautiful. Tell everybody about Sway TV. What's going on with you?
Oh my God. Sway TV is amazing. It's on the brink of what Andrew Waldman has done is taken sort of a network and made Sway TV. And at the same time, he placed the entire network under Amazon Live, which you see all these influencers and having these, opportunities to have an at-home sort of, here's producer Andy himself. Hold on, let me represent.
Yes.
I never wear a hat like this. Is it cute?
Tell somebody back there to send me a Sway TV hat and I'll sport it.
We're going to send a Sway TV hat out today. Yeah, 100%. It's coming your way.
Yeah.
So he's genius, because he didn't just take like the girl at home who's the influencer who talks about all these products. He wanted to take a whole network of content with 14 to 20 different hosts of all different content and sort of put it under the Amazon Live. And you work your way up to, where last night my mother and I did the beauty haul. Well, I mean, how often do you get sort of Vidal Sassoon's ex-wife on Amazon Live talking about product, but also sharing stories and history? And with me, it's really a personal connection, kind of how I turn everything, and then sort of thinking outside the box with every topic. I can't sit and just talk about products and try to sell a product. I'm just not that person. But if I do love something, you're going to know, and most likely you're going to want it because I love it. And it's a whole different energy. So, I mean, it's really sort of brought me back this energy and this life to really share myself, because we do like the Dial in Eden. And so people will call and we will have these depth conversations no matter what the topic, and go all different places, and there'll be tears and laughter. I mean, you understand. So it's just been so fun, and he's doing something incredible. And, I mean, look, Amazon's, right up there with taking over.
Yeah. Well, they seem to come to my door on a daily basis, that Amazon.
I
don't know how these products are getting here.
I don't know, right? Wait, what? I have a bill for what? I didn't. Yeah, you're like.
I'm like, come to my door now.
I love it because I'll be on a call and they'll be like, oh, the doorbell. And who shows up? The Amazon guy. I'm like, oh my God, I want to talk to the Amazon guy. Bring him on the phone. Or like, I mean, really, if you stop and think about it, how grateful are we for, opening up the screen? We need this, considering we weren't supposed to leave home for the last year, and we take it for granted. But realistically, like, wow, thank you.
That's nice. I know I have an Amazon store on my Instagram, and I did a couple of Amazon lives within my store, but I will tell you, like, unless I have a group of people, like you have these people like helping you, and I can't do those lives. Like my
it's a lot
crazy with my show, and now I have all these ad sponsors and all these guests. It's like, I'm telling you, I probably get pitched 5-10 times a day.
I'm sure.
I would do Sway TV.
I was going to say,
to call me.
We can do a call. We can do exactly this on Sway, and we'll have obviously the best conversation, because who knows where it'll go. But I would love that. Love that. We'll make it happen, because you for Sway, yes, but like you for Amazon, you're ideal. You know what I mean? Nice. I maybe every now and then try to do it, but I mean, you have so much going on that
it was fun. I did, I love books because I'm a writer. And so and just like Strong Women, you were in my book, Strong Women. Remember that?
That's right. Yes. Oh my God. That's got to be at least 4 or 5 years ago.
Yes. I told you. It has been like,
right?
Forever. Yes.
Oh my God. Wow. It's okay. So now more flashbacks. Oh,
I know, right?
You.
Yes.
I'm going to dig that out of the archives and start sharing that again.
Yeah. So you were one of my, one of my women in Strong Women that I highlighted. And I love to do that. I love to highlight women.
Completely agree with you. And it's so important that we sort of kind of get that message out there, because it's just keeping everyone away from one another. The more we don't involve and be community and share and talk about, but that ego, boy, whew.
Whew. Oh, and I know you dealt with some egos on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Oh,
I don't know how you did it. I've never had a problem finding my voice, and I don't think that it would have gone well for me, to be honest.
You would have. You have to jump. You have to jump in the pool.
It would have.
You know what I mean? I was sort of.
They would have brought out the worst in.
100%. 100%. You have to jump in the pool, get wet, swim, and know that like you're just sinking, but you don't care because you're going to come up for air soon.
Not interested.
Right. Right.
Yeah. No, I'd rather just live in the bubble of inspiration and empowerment. That's it.
I'm with you. And at that point in my life, I really was trying to be a lifeguard, and I'm thinking, wait, I don't need to save any of these people.
Exactly.
Get back on your own boat and start paddling, lady. Yeah.
That's a good way of looking at it.
Right?
I love you so much. All right. So tell everybody where we can find Sway TV. Is it swaytv.com?
It's swaytv.com, and you can even go and watch some of these fun replays, and like there's a lot of great information on there, but I have to tell you, I'm a little like, am I losing my mind? But I just am so in the moment, in all different moments, that you never know what's going to kind of come up and out. It's so fun.
Nice. I like that.
But Sally does a book club there. You might really love it. That she's had some great authors on there. So you might want to check that out. So that's swaytv.com or under Amazon Live. And then of course, I share my life and my story on my Instagram, which is Vidal Sassoon, and the rest is TBD.
That's perfect. So guys, y'all make sure you go follow Eden. You probably already do. You were probably very excited when you found out she's coming on the show. So here you go. Beautiful. I love her. And I'm going to let her kick my butt in Pilates. It's all good.
Yay. And if any, that's going to happen. It's going to be amazing. You're actually going to want more, and you're going to say thank you. And then I'm going to be like, you're welcome. Let's do it again. But anybody who has anything that I can be a service of, honestly, you can reach out, and I do respond to everybody. I do not ignore the fact that someone has taken their time. Yeah. It's so important. However I can be of service.
You're a light.
And
thank you. I love you. Thank you.
Thank you. I love you too. And I love what you're doing. And I love that we get to be in this moment together and finally, and really just be present.
I do.
Be present. And thank you for being vulnerable with me, and obviously everybody, but for me at this time, thank you for being so vulnerable with me, because I send so much energy and light your way, and you just sort of shifted things like that. hearing from my mother is one thing, and yes, that's my sister, but when you care about someone or you watch someone and that, I don't know, it hit me, and my love is with you and him for some reason. He's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. He's beautiful. And I'm going to send you that picture of Carson. And I can't wait for you to hear it, because he's probably going to kill me.
But that's the point, right?
That's the
Your
point.
mom is never too
We're
cool.
supposed to make our kids crazy, no matter how old they are.
Yes.
You know, I love you. And
I love
we're going to stay
you.
in touch, because I'm coming.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. We're gonna do our dance.
I'm coming.
I love you. And I get to meet your mom, and then one day I'll meet your husband when he's invited. But
that's right.
For now,
but not right now.
And send me the picture of Carson, because we gotta play with him a little bit.
I will. Mwah. Thank you.
It's a big kiss. Thank you so much. Mwah.
Thank you for tuning in all the way through Real Girl Talk. Make sure you subscribe anywhere you listen to podcasts. And if you happen to have iTunes, would you do me a huge favor and leave us a rating and review of the show? That's the way that we get this message out to more and more people around the world. And giving us a review and rating, something good is going to come back your way. Plus, I know you're the type of person that wants others to live their best lives. So can you copy this link, share it to your friends, share it on social media? Remember, people need to be inspired. They need to have tips. They need to have business ideas more than ever right now. And I know that you can help me on this mission. Thank you again so much. If you want to be a supporter of the show, go back to realgirltalkpodcast.com, click Be a Supporter. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart for being a part of Real Girl Talk Podcast. And until next week, keep your encouragement tank full, your faith in God, and create your beautiful life.